Actually, I'll be very brief. Only thing is that waste heat is like a girlfriend. You always romance with, but will never make a wife out of your girlfriend. I've been hearing this waste heat, and waste heat is so important. It doesn't consume power. It doesn't consume fossil. It is so obvious why people are. It's on my present. Yeah, but there are basic issues with that. I just want to sensitize to this audience. What is the reason that though it looks so obvious that waste heat can be converted into energy source, why it is not catching the momentum it is supposed to catch? And that's essentially rooted in the talk that I did earlier in technology. Why I'm saying that? Why I'm saying that? Well, just few kind of a thing that yes, energy intensity in India is quite high compared to the developed world, and we have got reasons, and we always are good at giving reasons because the size of systems are small, manual intervention in manufacturing, level of technology is little low, and the previous one, climate challenges, because of the ambient air conditioner very high, therefore waste heat always going to be high because our temperatures in the summer can go up to 40, 45 degrees centigrade. Therefore, the sink temperature high, your waste heat also generation will be higher. And then, of course, waste heat therefore gets emitted. So first four are very difficult. You can't change the technology, you cannot change the size of the system, you cannot say that manual intervention will not be there, everything will be automatic because of the given size and the political issues in this country. But what we can handle here is the waste heat emission is a low-hanging fruit. So I am agreeing to all of you that waste heat should be done. I mean, 25,000 megawatt, 25 gigawatts can be just generated even without burning a single kg of coal. So this is something which we need to do it, and there's a huge potential, as I mentioned to you, from all these industries, there's a huge potential. So low-grade heat generation, yeah, sorry.
Go back to the previous slide.
Yes, sir.
Where you give industry-wise breakup.
Yes, sir.
Just run through that.
Yeah, you can see here, the aluminum, I'm just taking one industry, potential is 59, caustic soda is huge, 394, and it generates a lot of hydrogen. Cement is 78. So about 1% of the power that it consumes is available, and total industry, I mean, this is just a little jaded thing, about 7 gigawatts is available only in this kind of a 9 sector that we have brought about. And sir, that's what it shows, that this amount of potential is huge, and saving in fossils is significant if it is integrated with low-grade energy to power conversion. I'm just saying that ultimately the holy grail for the waste heat is not to generate hot water, is to.
What is the per megawatt cost?
Yeah, I'm coming to that, sir. In fact, that's where my whole discussion is going to be. So what I'm just making a statement, low-grade heat generation may be inevitable, but labeling it as a waste heat is not really is inevitable, that we consider the waste, and waste as a kind of a negative connotation. Oh, that's nothing can be done about it. It's a low-grade energy, and let's not label it as a waste energy. So I'm just asking, so what are these solutions that we have got? I've just did it into two things. One is, what is that solution for the large-scale industries like the cement, sponge, and copper smelter fertilizers, where there are megawatts of waste heat is getting spewed into the atmosphere, and they have done a wonderful job, like what Dr. Dattare was saying, that we have done a lot of energy conservation, a lot of recycling within the plants, and therefore we have brought a dramatic reduction, but that still reduction means that 15 gigawatts of power is still available, and hence, why we are actually not doing it. And that's where, as Harry brought very clearly, there's a capital cost syndrome in this country, because we don't have right kind of policy instruments. Why is it so? 5 to 6 megawatt is the crore per megawatt. I mean, that may be now 5.8 crores in a conventional captive power plant attached to cement plant. Thermax, I think we are the leaders in giving these captive power plants. Now, from the same cement plant, when I have got a waste heat recovery plant, that capital cost is about 9 to 10. Why I'm giving 9 to 10 is depending upon the kind of a ducting. I don't want to get to the gory details about how this integration has to happen and how do you extract that particular waste heat, costs you so much. So the fact of the matter, why waste heat is not cranking the momentum, it is not happening, is this fundamental issue. And India being absolutely sensitive to the capital, this is the problem, sir.
Can you go back to the slide of those industries?
Yes.
For just a minute.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
How come power is not there?
Pardon me?
How come the power plants are not there?
Power plants are not. Well, yeah, I mean, you are right. I have taken it as a user industry. The generator himself, sir, you are very right, has got a waste heat. But that waste heat is really very low grade, because today, with the kind of air preheater design that is available, today the heat going is about 140 to 150 degrees centigrade. It is really low grade. We are bringing a solution. But you look at the cement. Cement is 480 degrees centigrade, sir.
How many gigawatts can we get? Because the power regulator is
Sir,
interested on the power sector.
Yes, sir, yes. Sir. Today, India has got about 148 gigawatts. My estimate is about 4.5% additional power can be generated if you have got technologies and the right kind of instrument to implement those technologies. So 4% of a 145 megawatts would be about 6 gigawatts of power is definitely possible. And that's not trivial, sir. I agree with you.
And that is going to use an organic Rankine cycle?
Absolutely, sir. Kalina, or I'll just talk about that organic cycle, but I'm just bringing what is the barrier. Why the waste heat is not happening, you give it whatever status that you want to give it, is because of this particular cost syndrome. And even with a zero fuel cost, when you put it in a very conventional manner, unless the right kind of a policy instruments are brought in, I don't know what they are. I've tried to speculate few of those instruments. Levelized cost of electricity high, and Indian customer is only looking at LCOE. I mean, you talk about saving the world and saving the CO2s, and all these things will come secondary and tertiary. Important is whether the cost makes a difference for his payback period. So what happens is that if you say that I've got a captive power plant which is generating power, and you ask him, don't generate the power from captive power plant, generate the power from the waste heat and reduce your captive power plant, he will say, what I'm saving the coal is not good enough with the investment that I'm making in the waste heat. So that is the syndrome. I know all of you know this, but I just thought why it is not happening is that he's not getting any benefit by putting this investment and saving on the coal, unless, of course, the CDM mechanism would have been there, and you know what happened to the CDM mechanism in the latest round, that it has gone for a toss. No CDM mechanism. At international level, we need to bring that very clearly, that we need to have, if all of the globe is talking about saving the world and climate change, and India has to do something, India is doing something, unless the financial instruments are bring that the common but differentiated responsibility is understood, then only this will fly. Otherwise, you'll find.
Mr. Sonde.
Yes.
Going by what Abhishek was saying.
Yeah.
We have the renewable power RPO obligation.
Yeah.
Then we have hydropower obligation. How would you term this if you were to give a recommendation from this conference to the policymaker? What kind of obligation would this be called? And how would you measure it? Because there's no point fixing an obligation on a DISCOM to pick up this power unless you have some formulae.
Yes.
Right? For example, when the HPO ratio had to be fixed, the ministry specifically asked us, how do you come to the conclusion as how much the HPO should be? Yes. It should be 5%, 10%, 15%. And I said it's very simple. You just see how much the thermal plants have to back down during the monsoon because there's no coal, thanks to open cast mining. And they said, okay, that can fly. So what would you say to that?
Just 1 second. That's how Japan did it. Go ahead. Exactly, that's what they did. They set standard for different kinds of industries. And anybody who is achieving standard beyond that were entitled either for incentive or for a market product. Which means if a cement industry, let's say it's a 70 kilowatt hour per ton is the benchmark, and through this waste heat recovery it is brought down to 65, then that 5 kilowatt hour per ton is a entitlement.
Do you agree with that, Mrs. Sonde?
No, sorry.
That's an energy conservation.
We are not talking to each other.
Energy efficiency issue.
I have a different take on this. My take is that, let's look at, I mean, maybe I cannot come out of my things that everything is science and technology and we need to look at it. We need credible technology and a viability gap funding rather than labeling it as a kind of a renewable portfolio obligation. And then we are going back into a negative cycle there, because it's a problem, invest in pattern. So what I'm suggesting at this stage is that we need to make this technology, what is 9 to 10 crores, I'm blamed also because I'm a part of the technology, can we make it less than 6 crore per megawatt? That's a singular question we are not asking. Because technologies are not ready to plunge. The government does not understand that there is a solution which is possible to bring down that 9 crores to 6 crores. If photovoltaic could be brought down from a $6 to a $0.4 by the art of this technology, why can't we do this? And that's what I challenge my scientists and technology. And we have done this particular thing, sir. I'm not talking in this particular thing. We are doing it now with one of the major cement this thing.
Hello.
We are doing this.
Sunday,
Yes.
can I hear?
Can I?
Here.
Yes, Boma sir.
Let me say, you see, let us not lead the discussion to somewhere else. The industry, the cement plant, the other steel plant, they have the waste gas. They use some fuel, okay? It is up to them, they must economize their process. You want that, they don't want to purchase this power themselves because it is expensive, but they want someone else to purchase this power and then have the protection or obligation or something. This cannot be done. Number one.
I'm not suggesting, sir.
Because they are using the fuel, they must economize, they must not waste this energy.
For a moment
It is
of time-
possible, and CEA did this 10-15 years ago. We went to industry, forced them to, cement plants were not installing the cogeneration plants because it was sticking to this thing, but the technology came from Japan and now they are doing it. The most of the industries are doing it now, but they can't force this costly power that they should be purchased outside, and they would not use it. And any industry is using power. Let them generate this power and consume it themselves, unless this becomes a surplus power. So, by this forum, don't change the...
One
rules
more
of the
time,
game
I
now.
don't want to get me wrong. I'm saying that I'm not getting into that area. What I'm only saying very clearly, and I would like to repeat again, that
No,
just
you
one-
blame
just
the
one-
government and all.
There is
Government is conscious about it,
there is
not
a-
that we don't understand about
there
it.
is a
Verma sir, you made a
technology-
point.
There is a
Let him finish what
technology
he's saying.
available. What I'm saying is there is a technology available possible to bring down the cost. That's the only simple statement I'm making.
Tell us about it.
So that's what I'm saying. So what we have done is that there's a technological solution. There are 3 levels are required. One is higher level process intervention to extract the waste. We are right now actively considering a 5 megawatt thing. Advanced heat transfer surfaces, hybrid advanced power cycles. What I'm finding, sir, is that if we're able to integrate the steam cycle with a back-end organic cycle, and I'll show you that cycle right now, we have done this, and this is on this, you are finding that if you're able, I mean, this is a little busy slide, it'll take some time for me to explain, but I will not explain, maybe outside this during the lunchtime I can explain to you, that you will find that if you're able to do these 3-level interventions, you can increase the power generation, you can reduce the area of heat transfer that is provided, and my opinion, I have done my estimates and I've got my numbers right, you can bring down the cost of so-called 9 crores per megawatt, which is making it very expensive, and then all this dialogue that happens, why they should do, why they should not do, each one will have his own view. I'm saying those dialogue, let it happen, I'm not intervening in the dialogue, but I'm saying if we do this, we can definitely bring down the cost of this particular capital cost of this power plant to less than, sir, 6 crores per megawatt. This is a simple solution.
I agree. Soni sir.
Yes.
Sir. Are you saying the capital cost will come down to 6 crores per megawatt because you're generating more power? Or are you saying the capital cost itself will come down?
Both the things, both the things. Capital cost will come down because of the heat transfer area, I'm reducing it, and you are able to generate for the same capital cost higher power, and therefore you are able to generate more units, and when you put both of them in your model, you'll find that you will definitely come to less than 3 rupees.
So tell us about this.
Yes. So what I'm suggesting is that I've taken a case of a 7,000 TPD. I'm talking to the guys also, I'm talking to various other government policymakers. I said this solution, if we are able to actually demonstrate for the country, we don't have to go to Japan or anybody. We have in India today intellect and enough knowledge on some of these advanced power plant cycles to make that happen. But the first plant will not happen at 6 crore per megawatt. Because the moment if I say this, the people, okay, then you show it. 6 crores will not happen. The first plant, because it would require certain amount of developmental trajectory, as I said in my sequence in my first
Fair
thing.
enough. What is the new technology?
So new technology is the organic Rankine cycle, integrated with the steam cycle. Now, sir, at this stage, when people are hungry, I don't want to bring on to the organic cycle but I'm just going to say.
Tell us, what are you using? Are you using toluene?
It could be pentafluoropropane.
Sorry?
It could be pentafluoropropane, RF-245, 134.
All available
isopentane.
within the country?
Absolutely, sir.
Yes.
Harry,
Gopal,
If I could cut in on your monopoly.
this is a very favorite subject of
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, yeah. I have worked in all the 5 industry segments very deeply, just as Mr. Gopal Datta Roy has worked in quite a few of these. I think right from the 70s, industries all across the world have been trying to cut out waste heat, use it gainfully. One of the prime industries worldwide, universally, which is accepted is Ispat. Ispat has brought down their waste heat generation and increased their waste heat recovery beyond realms that we understand. And typically, Ispat has done it through the clean development mechanism, where there is a full-fledged department working in Ispat, London, to bring down the waste heat across plants all over the world. Similarly, Birlas have done it hugely. DCM has done it in all their plants across India. ACC and Holcim have done it for all the cement plants. And they invariably get stuck at what are the economic costs of recovery. And beyond which, it does not make any sense.
Okay, so what you're saying is Ispat's done it and Sonde is doing it and therefore
No,
the cost
they have-
is down to 6 crores.
Yeah, no, the cost still does not come down, but the only way that it becomes
Number of
economically
units.
is when you use some mechanism like a clean development mechanism or for any other carbon credit, which actually supplement.
But then you have to sort out Mr. Verma's problem. He says, why should I force my consumer to buy expensive power?
No, certainly. I am not, why should I buy expensive
No,
power?
first of all, they should answer why should they not consume this power, who are generating it, and they need the power.
I am
You
saying,
want to force something uneconomical only on the consumers.
I,
not
why should
acceptable.
I buy that power? I will certainly not buy that
The
power.
simple answer is yields, cost of production of cement will go up.
What?
No.
Cement, in any case, they are taking, are they reducing the profit margins in cement? Cement industry through the government support is one of the best units in the world, let me tell you. But they have not reduced the cement price. You see, our industry is maximizing their profits, that's it.
No, I think we must accept that cement industry has done great wonders. Per unit cost of cement has come down to 67 kilowatt hours per ton from 109.
I'm
But
sorry.
did they reduce the price? They did
I
not.
was just assuming that we don't get into this particular dimension because I know invariably we'll get into this.
Yes.
Please, sir,
You're-
hold hands,
Mr.
I'm saying
Sonde.
I'm not
They want only government support,
I'm
government
only
should force
saying-
and then,
I-
not that way.
I'm
Mr.
only saying that there is a
Go ahead,
credible,
go ahead,
credible
go ahead.
option available.
Excellent.
Why I'm saying there is a credible option because of this new technology, it allows you to really increase your heat transfer, which is very critical. I'm looking at a very fundamental level. And organic cycle, you can see the amount of material which goes into the organic cycle is almost 80% less than a steam turbine. And therefore, this technology looks a credible and a doable option.
Okay,
I'm just
Mr.
saying-
Sonde.
Yeah, I'm done, sir. I'm done with this. I'm just saying that there is a feasible solution.
Okay,
available.
done.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you make this financially acceptable?
So I just say that a new solution is possible. The first few demonstration projects will have to be decided as a joint development. A viability gap funding will be required as my colleagues here have suggested. I say that yes, we need. First project will not be 6 crore per megawatt. We need to understand that there is a certain VGF required. There are developers, there are technology providers, there are financing institutions, and there is a government which is coming with a clean energy fund.
Understood. Next.
And there, but when you give that solution, we need to give a trajectory that the nth plant, let's say 10th plant will have a 6 crore. If that is not made available, that 10th plant, nth plant will become 6 crore per megawatt, that will not be proposed. Now, if this is done, sir, then I think we are going to convert this so-called vicious cycle to a virtuous cycle, and we do. This is my proposal. This is
Mr.
my
Sonde, so basically bottom line is there is a technology available, however it's expensive, you need viability gap funding, and that's it.
Yes.
And you are going to show, and then you will guarantee as the max, the 10th plant will be at 6 crores per megawatt.
Yes.
Compatible with a conventional plant.
Yes.
You will give a bankable guarantee on that.
Only one thing, when
Yes.
I say technology available, technology elements are available. They need to be
No.
integrated in
We
a
will give you
cement.
the wraparound contract, but you will give the guarantee, bankable guarantee at 6 crores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, it's all right. I mean, I can't get into further.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
done.
So I just want to say that these are all cycles available, but there is one more small thing which I want to say, that there are also, leave those cement, because cement is not the only thing in the waste heat. There are small scale industries where there's a lot of waste heat coming. In India, there's a small, because we are the India's dominant player in the boilers and heating market in various industries, whether it's the paper, pulp, textile, food, pharma, chemicals, and various things. There's a huge amount of low-grade energy coming out, sometimes high-grade energy, and that goes from 30 kilowatt to 300 kilowatt. We seem to be not addressing this sector, because when waste, it seems to be connected only to cement or sponge iron or copper smelter. I'm suggesting that this is also a very good solution. Here, the solution is very different. Look at now PV, what government is giving so much of a benefit for a rooftop PV. As an incidental power generation from a roof available on the industry, if you are able to put this kind of a waste heat at a 30 to 300 kilowatt in an ORC model, here is, sir, the solution that is available. This solution is very important, and therefore the dialogue on waste heat cannot be straight-jacketed into only one kind of a thing, and we get into our own self-fulfilling prophecy.
Point well paid. Well
Thank you,
made.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you.